Welcome to Rule of Thirds, a program on the Screen Refresh Network where our goal every episode is to select a different topic and create a memorable list of our choices. For this episode, I'm your host Nick, and I'm joined by the rest of the Screen Refresh crew: Dean, David, and Tim.
Ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah.
Let's go bananas.
Well, Dean stole mine, so
I don't
Fortune
believe it.
favors the bold.
He would say that. He didn't prepare anything.
And our topic,
Hello there.
Our topic on this wonderful day is going to be covering our most memorable ape movies.
Okay, so is it specifically apes, or can we do like apes / monkeys /
not
chimps?
primates.
Just
No,
Primates,
ape
no, that's to
movies?
go to apes.
if it
I thought we
has
were
a
doing
tail, we're kicking you out.
I thought we were doing our top 8 movies.
Top 8 movies. Yeah, top 10 is just overrated. Top 5 is not enough.
8 Crazy Nights.
Coincidentally, they're all ape movies.
Wait, is it 8 heads in a duffel bag? No, that's not right. 12?
Yes. Yeah, it's 8.
Ah, yeah.
You did it.
I made a joke.
I wanted to do 7, but I was one shy.
Lucky number 11. You guys remember that, right?
That was a
Ish.
movie.
That it exists. I never saw it.
8 Crazy Nights. Are there
I
enough
saw
to
that
do
one.
this? Are there enough to do this as a topic?
Maybe.
I want
I
us-
think we can find them.
I won an 8 Crazy Nights sweepstakes by just entering my email in a website a long time ago. I got a soundtrack and a poster.
Was it
I
Simon?
won the sweepstakes. No, it wasn't.
If your name's pulled, we won't make you watch 8 Crazy Nights.
Oh, The Hateful Eight, 8 Mile, 8-Bit Christmas,
Oh, yeah.
8 Below, The Beatles, 8 Days a Week.
8 Simple Rules, Ocean's
We
8,
could do that, yeah.
Super 8. Holy crap.
I know we did a episode on Don't Open that was Death by Numbers, where it was 6 films. That was like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
8-Legged Freaks. Oh my god, we can do quite a bit.
Damn, our theme next year should just every month be a number, and then we talk about movies with that number in the title.
What are we, Don't Open This podcast?
Countdown.
It's true. We're very gimmicky over there.
We're kind of like them. We're very near and dear to them.
I hope so.
And you have me, so you're halfway there.
Those sons of bitches.
So 8 movies. Our friendly ape
There's
neighbors.
a good chance
I don't know.
somebody's going
with
to
that.
cross over.
What's a crossover?
There's a good chance one of us is going to say the same thing.
Oh, yeah, there's like
On
What-
3, we all say Dunstan checks in.
like when the topic was brought up, I really was like, are we really doing this? And then the more I thought about it, I'm like, there's a lot of ape movies that came out in like the 80s and 90s because there was that like ape craze, and there was just like a monkey in every other movie.
Yeah.
A lot of them weren't great, but they exist. But some of them do kind of stand out a little bit more than others.
And those are...
And those would be
Ranked
I have
1 through 8.
I have 2 because I thought that when I say my actual pick, you guys are going to tell me I'm not allowed to use it because it's from a horror movie.
No, that's fine. But is it a monkey or ape primarily featured?
Yes, it's a chimpanzee.
Okay. There
Is
you
the
go.
monkey the killer?
No, it's not Monkey Shines. So this would be 1985's Phenomena by Dario Argento with Jennifer Connelly and Donald Pleasance and a chimpanzee named Inga. So the whole thing is it's all this wacky story about these killings that are going on, and Jennifer Connelly plays this young girl who has like the psychic power to talk with bugs, and Donald Pleasance is this like investigator who he specifically like deals with
These
like
are-
entomology or something.
These are insects, right? Because I'm just thinking that she has that intimate ability to talk to Bugs Bunny. That's the thing that only
I mean,
came to mind.
we all do, really. He just doesn't talk back.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
So Donald Pleasance has this chimpanzee Inga who helps him because I believe he was in a wheelchair. And spoiler warning, at some point, Donald Pleasance is killed by the killer. And when they try to kill the chimpanzee, Inga escapes And then the rest of the film, while all the rest of the plot is going on, Inga's like getting weapons and is like hunting the killer down. And then the big reveal at the end is like the killer gets the drop on Jennifer Connelly, and then Inga shows back up with a straight razor and just kills the main villain. And it's
That's
wild.
amazing.
Have
That's
you
And I
awesome.
was like, yeah.
have you seen Slaughterhouse yet?
Mm-mm.
You really should.
Oh, I forgot that existed.
Yeah.
It was amazing. You need to watch it because just hearing the synopsis of that reminded me of Slaughterhouse.
So if you guys are ever interested in just a wacky 80s horror film, Phenomena. Good cast, great chimpanzee.
I mean, I'm generally down for
Um,
wacky horror in general. So
I'm watching the trailer, and the chimp has not shown up yet. And we are... Oh, there he is. 37 seconds in. Okay.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Chimp confirmed.
I was
They
like,
really-
when does the chimp show up?
they're really burying the lead with the movie poster, where it's just
Jennifer Connelly holding
Jennifer
the,
Connelly holding a handful of bugs.
Yeah. That's subverting
the mystery of it.
expectation. You're
How
expecting
often does she...
how often? Yeah.
How often does she hold bugs? Couple times.
Yes.
Bugs not confirmed in
Okay.
the trailer.
She talks to bugs a couple times. She saves a situation by the ability to talk and summon bugs.
Great.
Wait, it has
She's like
Donald
a
Pleasance in it?
Fucked up Disney princess.
Yeah, David, do you not listen to me? I opened my segment with a film by Dario Argento starring Jennifer Connelly and Donald Pleasance. Donald Pleasance is the investigator. I think Donald Pleasance is in a wheelchair. Donald Pleasance
Donald
has a
Pleasance
chimpanzee.
dies at the end.
For some reason, my mind blanked out on that name specifically. I heard everything else, including like the person in the wheelchair, but basically I just had heard like blah, 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 person wheelchair. It's like oh, someone's in a wheelchair. Who
So
could it
Donald
be?
Pleasance
Hold
cast
on.
a spell that David can't be aware of him anymore.
So now that I actually watched the
It's like
trailer,
Agatha all along. Like,
where does the monkey fit in? Because like Dean said, that okay, there's the monkey at like
The chimpanzee is Donald Pleasance's pet.
okay.
who's pet?
Okay.
I know Jennifer Connelly's in this movie, but
Yeah, and she's on
This
the
is like
cover holding
Labyrinth
bugs.
era.
Man, she's a baby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's Labyrinth era in this. 85.
Mm-hmm.
So right before Labyrinth.
So go check it out, find it, watch it. You might see it under the title Creepers, which I think was the alternate, or I think it was like a reduced cut or extended cut or something like that. But
None of my homies recognize that as a title name.
that's fair. That's fair.
We all
Um,
say phenomena.
I'll save my other one for the honorable mentions.
Let's
As soon
do
as
it.
you let me do this. So
take that.
Oh, just it was
subverting
just
your
the horror.
expectations.
Yeah, it was just the horror part. That's fine.
yeah.
It counts because it's such an offbeat category.
I don't know. That monkey was in it for only like 6 frames in the trailer. I'm trying to find the shot and I keep losing it.
It was 37 seconds in.
There it is. She's playing with a firefly. Firefly is now in her palm. She's in a classroom or something. What the hell?
She's got bugs, and the bugs are helping her.
She talks to the bugs talk back.
And some guy is there that nobody knows who it is.
Every time he says his name, they just immediately forget. He's that superhero that everyone forgets him as soon as they stop looking at him.
Is that I guess could be useful in situations.
It's effective
think
because
you're
I don't
right.
know who he's talking about.
I think it's a fringe mutant.
Yeah, I
in
think
one- in
he was on
X-Men.
some list recently I was reading that was like the 5 worst mutant powers.
Yeah.
In that case, it's
Uh,
like you can just become a spy because that would be kind of ideal. Except actually, no, it wouldn't, because then you'd be like, "I'm reporting back, chief," and they're like, "Who are you?" You're like, "Oh no."
Oh yeah, his name's he goes by
Or
Forget Me
David,
Not.
who wants to? David, you want to go? Who's next?
I'll go because I was just like speaking of weird 80s movies with monkeys in it.
Perfect segue.
So speaking of weird 80s movies with monkeys in it, my pick is 1983's Carnival Magic. And if that doesn't ring a bell, that's not surprising.
Where
Carnival
did you
Magic.
see this?
So Carnival Magic. So personally, apes and chimpanzees kind of creep me out. I don't really like them.
Why?
I don't know why. I just like, I don't know. They something
You're in
about them.
uncanny valley for him.
Yeah, it's like your uncanny valley, but like a physical being. So I went with my favorite so bad it's good movie that features a chimpanzee, and so bad it's good, and for really one specific reason. So Carnival Magic is about like basically a failing carnival in the Midwest that gets saved when a magician comes to town who has an ape or a chimpanzee that does incredible performances. And essentially some I don't even know some scientists find out about the ape and they want to steal it and dissect it to figure out how it has such incredible powers.
Yeah, but it's driving
Not
a
a great
car in this trailer.
Yeah, it does drive a car at one point.
It's
The funny
rated
thing
G
about the
also.
movie is that like the chimpanzee doesn't do anything that's that fantastic. I mean, because the chimpanzee does everything like it's a trained chimp. It can do these things. But what's great about this movie is that in testing with test audiences, the audiences didn't buy that the chimp was all that special. So what they did is after the movie was filmed and done, they went back and they dubbed the movie so that they made the chimp talk. So now you have a fully shot movie, but they just put in voice lines for the chimp so it just talks. No one responds to it, and what it says has no context on anything.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, if they're doing that after the fact, so that means all these people are just completely just cool, like a talking monkey of okay,
yeah,
no
like,
reactions because they didn't shoot him.
Well, because the whole movie, everyone considers the chimp to be magic anyway, so they're just like, oh yeah, he's a magic chimp, yeah. And oh yeah, he talks. That's part of the magic, I guess. But no one mentions that he can talk. It's just that he's magic.
I've
David,
never
this sounds
seen
like
a
something
chimp
you would have seen
drive.
on Mystery Science Theater.
It is so good and terrible. Yeah, the chimp drives a car. There's a car chase where the chimp's driving and the scientists are trying to chase him down.
Did you see this
Yeah,
in Mystery Science Theater?
I didn't originally. I saw it, and then I saw that Mystery Science Theater did it a few years back.
I'd watch it for the Mystery Science Theater part.
I don't know which I prefer, but
Just
either way,
just Carnival Magic raw, just
raw
commentary.
Just riff it yourself, like just watch like hate watch it and laugh at all of the ridiculousness of this movie.
I like Google searching it that I had to specify the movie because it just gave me a bunch of cruise stuff, and now I'm probably going to get emails about going on a cruise.
Yeah, it does. It has a 2.5 rating on IMDb. Yeah, if you like bad movies, totally give it a watch, and watch it with the lens of the monkey did not talk in the movie, because it makes it even better.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. Should watch that together.
Yes.
Should. I wonder if I can find it. I don't think this is a movie that's streaming on Netflix.
I even like the little synopsis that IMDb has, because it's like a magician at a carnival who can actually read minds and levitate people and objects works with a super intelligent chimp named Alex, comma, who can also talk. Yeah, sure he can.
Who could also talk in post.
People didn't believe he was magical, so they dubbed him. Oh, it's so good. It's so funny. Once I found that out, I watched it again, and I was just like, this is amazing. It's like watching Sixth Sense for the first time, except with a chimpanzee and terrible production. It's like, oh my god, no one is talking to him. Just pretend the chimp was
I'm
dead
gonna
the
have
whole
to find
time.
this. Gonna have to find it.
I have to say, usually it's a case of it might not have been a movie I've seen, but it's a movie I know. I have never heard of this film. So, kudos, David.
I want to talk about my favorite ape movie. It's from the makers of Air Bud. It's called Most Valuable Primate, and it's about a chimp hockey player.
MVP.
Hell yeah.
Actually, no, it's not my pick.
Well, I was going to say, didn't they make like
We're
3
all
of them
ready to
too?
rock and roll on that one.
I came across it, and it looks like you'd expect. And
Can we do all
ridiculous.
90s and early 2000s basketball films, and we'll just do like MVP? We'll do the Air Down There with Kevin Bacon. We'll do
No,
The
White
Air Up
Mike.
There?
You went in the
You're up
wrong
there, sorry.
direction. You got to go back to the 90s and early 2000s and find all of the sports related movies. They have animals participating in the sport.
Yeah, but that's Air Bud 12 times and then like 3 other things.
Yeah, but which is the
There's
best
others.
Some
one?
other animals.
I want to see Air Bud contribute to sports that has no concept of even being able to do,
So you got
like
Air.
fencing.
So you got, as per IMDb from Corleone Warrior 88, thank you. You have Airbud Racing Stripes, Ed, Airbud Golden Receiver, Airbud World's Pup, MVP, Airbud 7th Inning Fetch, Animal Olympics, Airbud Strikes Back. Oh, I'm sorry, Airbud Spikes Back, Soccer Dog, Gus, the Karate Dog, and there's another like 8 more.
Wait, there's a Space Buddies? What does that mean?
Oh, that's when they.
Those are puppies that got sent to space.
Yeah, that was a blockbuster movie that constantly got rented out.
Oh, because it.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
Oh yeah, Space Buddies. Yeah, I mean it's canon in the Air Buddies universe.
I'm sorry, Dean. What was your movie?
My real movie pick: scientists, soldiers, and adventurers unite to explore a mythical, uncharted island in the Pacific Ocean. Cut off from everything they know, they venture into the domain of the mighty Kong,
Oh,
igniting the ultimate battle between man and nature. As their mission of discovery soon becomes one of survival, they must fight to escape. I'm going to do Jeff Goldblum now. They must fight to escape from a primal world where humanity does not belong. Kong Skull Island, the most not most recent. It's a more recent movie than.
I mean,
what
it's
we've
the
been
most
talking
recent
about.
solo Kong film.
Yeah,
Yes,
that was really good. I did
think
like
it's-
it.
I think it's
Yeah.
the best movie of that and the Godzilla movies of this world.
I agree with you.
I think I had the most fun watching this one.
Yeah,
It's
of
like
all
a-
the
it's
American-made
a-
ones.
It's a high budget like B movie, and it's really pretty entertaining. I'd
just,
say.
wait,
I think
that-
also
just so I have some clarity, when you say it's the best of the new ones, you're like only meaning the ones that have Kong's name
The
in it, right?
Americans.
Like you're not saying like also compared to the Godzilla movies that were made in America, just the ones with Kong's name in it.
No, I don't. I like it better than any of the Godzilla.
Godzilla
ones.
and Godzilla King of Monsters.
Yes.
I would
Sorry,
agree with
David.
you.
All
I
right.
think
David
my
just left
issue-
Discord and then he just quit the
I
server.
can't. I mean, you must be. I know you're probably just a huge Godzilla fan, but are you somewhat of a purist though,
No, I like other.
or not? It doesn't matter. Any Godzilla movie.
I
is
mean,
fine.
any Godzilla movie. I mean, I like the other,
Okay.
like the other monsters. I just never could get into Kong. I don't know.
I mean, I think the reason I liked Skull Island so much is it still kept this kind of like fun adventure while still having these horrific creatures and still having heartfelt moments, but not like the deep, overwrought melodrama of the American Godzilla films. Like, it's still fun to watch Godzilla be Godzilla, but then every time it cuts to the humans, I'm like, I don't care about any of you. At least Skull Island, you're like, okay, like I like John C. Reilly, I like the soldiers, I like the storylines with that. So like it felt more like a full film and not just, okay, I'm waiting for the next spectacle.
The fact they treated John C. Reilly with respect through that entire movie, because I was expecting him to be thrown into the comedy silo of it and just,
Yeah.
you're here to be the comic relief, and he wasn't at all. And I watching it, I kept expecting him to start cracking jokes. Like, no, this guy's dead serious. This is nice. That's when I knew I liked it.
There's a couple humorous scenes with him, but it's more so just like he's out of touch with how long it's been. While like it's funny without necessarily being jokey comic relief stuff.
Yeah.
He's the Alan Parrish of Skull Island.
It's true.
Yeah, it's like definitely a fun popcorn. Like it's like a quintessential popcorn movie, I guess you could say. Enjoyable experience.
I feel like they really need to explore more of the whole like Skull Island situation of show me all of these wild creatures and things of giant stick spider things that are like taller than the trees, or like all of these things that live underground and these things that come out from the water. Like you have so much stuff you can do with that isn't specifically just monster punch monster. Like if they just kept it to the soldiers, that would have been a great film.
Even with its flaws, the 2005 Peter Jackson one, that moment where they're all stuck in that gorge.
Oh yeah.
And like the insects just come out and like and slowly just like
when Andy Serkis is like
them,
swinging his machete at guys as his head's getting enveloped.
Yeah, the slug things.
That's really creepy.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
really
they do explore that world a little. I mean, they leave Skull Island because they're just now like, oh, Hollow Earth, and there's all these monsters inside the planet.
Yeah.
But it's not a focus though, and I wonder if they were to have, they kind of jumped the gun with adding him to Godzilla, and I feel at least they should have had a second movie before adding him into Godzilla. But yeah, that's
like his own sequel.
Yeah, because then they could have done Hollow Earth as the main antagonist and character and have everything set in Hollow Earth, and then they could have linked it to Godzilla.
Well, I mean, that's like the most recent one. Like Godzilla's in it for like 10 minutes, I think. It's real quick. But the whole thing basically takes place in Hollow Earth, where he's fighting like the leader of the other chimps, who has like a Pokemon essentially.
Yeah, Dustin.
Shimo
Dunstan.
and Scar King. Here's my biggest complaint about Hollow Earth. Where's the sun down there?
It's
Where's
lit by the magma, Dean. Don't you know? I'm not on board with the Hollow Earth storyline, but or the discrepancy between how Hollow Earth works in the movies versus how it worked in the show, where they're like time passes more slowly in Hollow Earth. It's like 30 years.
Oh, it's like Inception.
Yeah, it's like 30 years to 1 year in the show, but then in the movie it's 1 to 1, and it's just like I don't understand.
How? No, we won't get into it.
Kong Skull Island. Despite what David says, it's worth your time.
I like the Peter Jackson Kong movie.
Yeah,
Sure.
It's not bad. I would probably rather watch Skull Island again, like rewatching, but
it was a good 360 game.
It's the first one.
Yeah.
The first good 360 game, or the first?
No, it was the very one of the first.
Yeah, it was like the release title.
Yeah, it was a launch.
It's one of the 360 games of all time.
Top 360 games.
So I have two choices for mine, and only because technically there's no apes in the movie. They're all puppets or costumes.
I was like, what?
But only because my real first choice, I'm grateful enough to have done an entire episode on it, and that is our Rocket Man episode, because that does have Ulysses the chimp.
That's right. Ulysses.
Yep. But my other choice would be Congo by yeah.
I haven't seen that we rented it from the library back in late 90s or something. And I remember the beginning and I'm like, oh, Bruce Campbell's in this. Oh, he's not.
How's that?
Because I think he has a brief, I think he's like the guy who dies in the very opening.
Yeah, he is.
I remember seeing that. I think I saw that on TV in a hotel room once.
I read I think once I read Jurassic Park finally, I don't know, like 20 years ago, I started to just go through all of Michael Crichton's stuff.
Congo,
Yep.
the novel is fantastic.
Yeah, and it is
Yeah,
different.
I remember
from the
liking
movie.
it. I just can't remember it. I feel like I just need to go back and reread all of his stuff again. The apes were scary as a kid.
They were.
They're like look gnarly too. They don't look normal. There's something creepy about them. Their design.
Because they
they're, like,
they did a good job with Amy, but even as a kid I knew like this is not a gorilla at all.
That's true. Yeah, it's a suit.
It's funny. I hadn't
But,
thought about how they did it. Actually, that's kind of funny that it was all suits. I mean, I guess at the time you couldn't CGI them; that would be too intensive.
Yeah, I mean, it probably wouldn't have looked much worse than they currently did. But
Did Amy know how to swear? Did she swear in the movie?
I think so. I think she might have cursed once or something, and it was like a joke. But I don't remember.
If you don't remember, listeners, Amy has like a power glove she wears on her arm, and when she signs, it picks up the movement and says words out loud, kind of like the movie Up with Doug, how it like talks for him.
Oh God! So
his collar.
I looked up to see like, all right, who directed it? Frank Marshall. He did Arachnophobia, 8 Below, Congo, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he's doing the new Jurassic Park movie that's coming out.
I don't think I realized the new one was coming out.
Same.
Is it the what?
Frank Marshall is directing Jurassic Park?
Well, he's attached to it. It says movies for him.
He's a producer.
He's a producer. Okay, I feel better about that. All right, never mind.
Yeah, he's done a lot of Spielberg shit. And people of that circle.
Well, I forget.
Well, that's a joke that like Bruce Campbell always says whenever people bring up Congo to him. So like, Dean, we're gonna play a game, okay? You're a studio exec, like a producer, and I'm gonna pitch a movie project to you, and then let me know if you want to greenlight this. So the story's gonna be written by Michael Crichton.
I'm going to vacation.
All right.
Okay, love him.
Yep,
He's
perfect.
got Jurassic Park. He's great.
Screenplay is gonna be adapted by the guy that did Moonstruck. You've seen Moonstruck. You liked it, right?
That was Bruce Willis?
Think so?
No, that was
Nicolas
Cher.
Cage.
Nicolas Cage and Cher.
Yep.
Snap out of it.
So you like it?
Yeah.
You still with me? You still with me?
Yeah, it was accolades. Yes,
All right,
I'm here.
perfect. Lawrence from Arabia, you know that one? We got the editor for that
mean,
movie.
Who doesn't know Lawrence of Arabia? It's an epic movie.
It's a huge one.
Keep it a little shorter this time. 4 hours. I don't know if that's much editing for a 4-hour movie, but
It's
okay.
Yep,
keep going.
Yep, and it's going to be produced by all of Spielberg's people.
Wow. I mean, I've got a checkbook here. Like, how much do you need?
All right, icing on the cake. You're a DP. We even got Alan Davio, who filmed all of Spielberg's stuff basically as DP for this movie.
Yeah, he filmed his original that got him famous. His short, not that got him famous, but you know.
Yep, and
no, the short,
before Duel.
the Amblin. It became Amblin. Yeah,
and that's how we get.
I mean, like, how do we lose?
That's how we get Congo.
Sounds fantastic.
That's exactly how we get Congo.
I also forgot, and I apologize if someone said this actor, because apparently I just blank out on actors. But it has Tim Curry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He dies towards the end part of the movie.
I can never pronounce his name. It's
I'm a gorilla.
What's his name? Herkimer Homolka?
What? Joe Don
That's his
Baker?
name in the
Amy
movie?
Frankenfurter.
Looking for those lost city of
Yeah, Joe Don
Zinj.
Baker, Ernie Hudson. What?
It's a huge cast. It's got a massive roster of really big names, and it just tanked.
I can't. Is it too 90s? Like, was it a victim of the 90s, or was the script not great? I don't.
Maybe
I can't remember enough about the book to be like, this could have been a good movie, but they botched it.
It was a
I don't really
scary
remember.
book. Like, you know, definitely on par with like Jurassic Park in terms of like potential scares.
Yeah, I do remember like the dread and the feeling of the gorillas being there, like just watching them and like not knowing if they're going to come
Yeah,
like
maybe
and
maybe it was just
attack.
like I can't remember it well enough, but maybe just like people couldn't buy the gorilla performances. I don't know. I mean, when it like I mean,
You'll never work in this town
well,
again.
it's like imagine if, would Jurassic Park be as good as it was if the dinosaurs were bad?
Oh yeah, like
Yeah, I mean, it's a
if
great point.
if you watch all the behind the scenes stuff for Jurassic Park, they originally were going to do stop motion animation for all the dinosaurs. And then Kathleen Kennedy saw some guy dicking around on like computer software and saw that, hey, you can actually do this in CGI, and showed it to Spielberg, and that's when he changed it. And that's when he threw in the line of like, means we're out of a job. Oh, don't you mean extinct?
That's a pretty
in
good
relation
pun.
to Dennis
Jeff
Muir.
Goldblum was there. He heard him say that.
Yeah.
And then all of those stop animation went on to play in Prehysteria.
What was his name? Alan or no?
Am
Phil
I
Tippett,
in
like-
heat, Jerry?
Is that a line from the podcast?
If not, we definitely referenced it enough. Forgot about that. Everything was in heat with that kid. Like, damn, man, you've been watching the Discovery Channel a little too late at night.
All right, I'm gonna go through that episode and start pulling clips just based on that. So yeah, they gave Phil Tippett a job on that one.
Yep.
I'm sure it would have looked better if Phil did that movie. Congo.
Congo.
All I remember is Tim Curry getting his head smashed by a rock, and
I like Ernie Hudson in
and
it
then-
a lot too.
Yeah,
I like Ernie Hudson in everything.
it's true.
It's true.
he's just a good dude. I remember the gorillas. I feel like they just were kind of lemmingly jumping into the lava at one point. Like, I don't know if it was like a last ditch effort to try to get away or get to them, but they're just jumping in the lava, one after the other. That's all. I don't remember why.
Yeah, the movie has I did watch it a lot because it was just on HBO constantly when it came out. But even as a kid, there were a lot of times where like, I don't understand why they're doing this. It's not a bad movie, but it was a bad movie.
Congo.
Congo.
It's like one of those bad movies that's like, it's not so bad it's good. I mean, because I guess it's not good, but it's not. It's like it's
It's
worth
not so bad
watching
it's
for
good.
some
It's not so
reason.
good it's good. It's like just middle of the road.
Because I think every time it got bad, it was like Tim Curry was on screen. So I'm like, I don't mind. Or Ernie Hudson's now talking. I don't mind. And I didn't. Laura Linney did a good job, I guess. But
Oh yeah, Laura Linney,
yeah. And then like Joe Pantoliano was in
the
it.
main actor.
Joey Pants? I forgot he's in that.
Yeah, he's
Oh, I
like
didn't
the
realize.
fucking guy at the airport. Like, I got you your passports. I got you this. I got you that. All right, good luck. I'll, get me something nice, and waves them off. And then that's it.
Yeah,
Also, he
really,
lived.
what a cast.
Yeah.
They probably thought it was going to be another Jurassic Park.
Oh boy.
That's why everybody signed on for 4 films. Yeah, we'd like to break
The
all
con-
of your
I'm
contracts.
surprised they didn't make a Fox cartoon show based on this, because I can only imagine them having like.
True, yeah. Like, they had one for everything. I mean, Jumanji, the animated series around that time. Like,
Godzilla had one.
yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I can easily see like no, that you can't. David, I've heard amazing things about.
Yeah, but the
Godzilla
one
cartoon.
Godzilla animated series they make is based on like
the Matthew,
the Matthew
Broderick
Broderick one. Like,
Godzilla.
Yeah.
it couldn't be any others. Just that
There
one.
was one before that. I think there was an 80s Godzilla
Was there?
cartoon with, I think with Godzuki. Our interns are checking.
Godzilla, and Godzuki.
Oh yeah, there was an 80s one. I never saw that one. Or 1978.
1978 Godzilla. Huh. Hanna-Barbera.
Hanna-Barbera.
Interesting.
As it gets really quiet as all of us just start reviewing this. Why did they ever bring back Godzuki?
Why did they?
I don't-
Or why didn't they?
I don't think he pulled well.
They should have given like a gritty reboot to Godzuki.
Well, I mean,
Need to rebrand. Need to change his name first.
they've
of all.
had like other like mini Godzillas that they've never called him Godzuki, but
Yeah, like a little Godzilla Jr. type
yeah,
situation.
because they have
Little Goju.
whatchamacallit, in Gozaban or Gojiban, which is the Japanese Godzilla puppet show, they have 2 little Godzillas. Actually, 3 little Godzillas. There's
I love how much you just have in your head about Godzilla.
yeah.
I still say we can do a Godzilla retrospective.
Gojiban is good. It is pretty funny actually. But yeah, it does a whole bunch of really weird stuff. But yeah, it does have 3 different small Godzillas. I don't know if it's not can't be canon, but
just tell me the names of the movies where the ones from the memes where Godzilla's like jamming that tree down the other monster's throat.
oh, that was a dark period.
And then the one where he does
drop kick.
the tail drop kick where he's bouncing on his tail. Those are the ones I need to see. And then we'll go with, what's it called? Is it Biolante?
Biolante.
But
yeah.
It sounds like Spanish. Sounds like Spanish to me. Biolante.
We should do a marathon.
Yeah. So Congo, good pick.
Thanks.
Remember Congo?
Do we have any honorable mentions? I don't think this is a topic we're going to do a episode 2.
Yeah, Rocket Man is another honorable mention. It is so much of an honorable mention that, we were able to do an entire 2.5-hour discussion that I dragged him into.
It's true, yeah. I laughed at parts.
Fond memories for me.
I'm going to say 1987's Project X with Matthew Broderick and Helen Hunt.
You can't call Matthew Broderick a chimp, okay?
So this has not 1, not 2, but like a dozen chimpanzees. Because it takes place, I think he works for like the Air Force or something, and he's supposed to be in charge of something at this base that's doing testing using chimpanzees as pilots. To I think it was like see the effects of the G's on them or something. And then as he gets to know the chimps, he decides at the end that he needs to help free the chimps. So yeah, it's a good little heartfelt film. I know behind the scenes, it evidently the working conditions weren't great. So we have a real kind of Diodato Cannibal Holocaust situation of like, wait, so your movie is about animal cruelty and how we shouldn't do it, and you accomplish it by committing animal cruelty.
That's the way it worked back then.
So,
it was a means to an end.
I mean, in the 40s, they paid...
abuse the chimps to save the chimps.
In the 40s, they paid all of the cartoon actors in peanuts, literally. I mean, it's...
True.
And they were happy for it.
Dumbo was.
Dunstan checks in.
Yeah.
We joked at the beginning, but I did watch that a lot.
It's too good of a choice to say. Like, we all wanted to honestly say that. As,
I mean, we might do it as a movie at some point, I assume.
Yeah, eventually.
Wasn't that Jason Alexander as the father or something in that?
Mm-hmm. Paul Rubens.
Oh yeah, he is like the not the bad guy. He's like just doesn't understand the monkey.
The antagonist.
And then aren't you friends with Eric Lloyd?
I am tangentially 1 degree separated from the star of Dunstan Checks In.
And he's going to be listening to this episode and being like, wow, I thought we were friends.
Oh yeah, Glenn Shaddix is in it. I forgot he was in that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love Glenn Shaddix.
He's the actual what's it like the
antagonist?
the mystery shopper, like for hotels.
Oh yeah, like the equivalent of Phantom Gourmet kind of thing.
Yeah, he's the one that's the actual like hotel critic, but he thinks it's the other guy, the Rupert Everett.
Oh yes. Oh wow, I didn't know that was his name. You both were like, oh yeah, him. I'm like, who the
The interns handed me a sheet with all the actors on it.
I just love Beetlejuice.
And I just didn't realize that was his name.
Yeah, but you should get Eric on, and then we can riff on this movie if he wants.
We'll do Dunstan, or we'll do.
I think more.
R.I.P. Sammy the orangutan who passed away in 2010.
Oh, I don't. To get the dead ape on the show, we need a Ouija board for that. Does he know how to spell?
That only works if he knows English.
Do we replace all the letters with like sign language?
Wait, is that something we can do? We can just have.
But that requires us to learn sign language.
Wait,
Well, I mean,
can we just get a Ouija board and have actors who have passed away guest star on the show? Is that we can just write that?
I mean, nowadays you can use AI.
That's a pretty good. That's a really
We
good.
just
bit.
write.
We could probably
Just write
do
that in the notes, and people are like, "Wow, they have this person on."
I mean, I did it with ET, and I think it sounded pretty convincing.
Oh God.
ET should just be the fifth host of the show.
slamming back cold ones like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Apes are over.
Apes. I mean, the last ape movie, even though it didn't have any actual apes in it, the Planet of the Apes one did really well.
It was a good movie too.
Yeah. I still need to watch that Disney cut that has none of the special effects in it. So it's that's just super interesting to me. And the whole Planet of the Apes, the recent movies have all done really well. No one talks about them, but they are really good movies. I mean, they've gotten 4 made, and especially with modern Hollywood, if a movie's not doing well, they're not going to make a sequel to it. So the fact that they got 4 of them made
Wait,
thus
was
far,
it 4? I feel like they've been doing them every 2 years for the past like 12.
yeah, they've done the original, the new trilogy, Planet, War, and Rise, and then they just did Kingdom. So it's still
They're good movies.
bringing people in seats, so they'll still be making them.
I will see any. Well, I would say I will see any Apes movie in that made by the same people. But
Yeah.
I was gonna say I'll see any Apes movie they make.
Oh, so
We'll see
if
if
Tim
any
Burton
good.
decided to do a sequel to his movie, you'll
I would actively boycott the movie. I would lead an online
do it.
charge against it.
Any other closing notes?
Nothing on my end.
I will say one thing, and that is that now every time we mention Dean doing an impression, I get sad that I won't hear more Bob Hoskins impressions from Dean. That's all I can think about these days.
Very selective Bob Hoskins.
I can only do 5-word bursts, and then I lose it.
And only if those 5 words are from Unleashed.
So good. I'm gonna have to do my next movie pick as Unleashed. Just so it's...
Well, I'll have to prepare my throat for that one. That sounds weird. I meant the throatiness of Bob Hoskins impressions, but
And that concludes our episode of most memorable films with apes in film.
Our top ape films.
I know everyone says this, but likes and subscribing really helps the channel out. So if you like what you've heard, please drop a rating and review and subscribe to us on Spotify, YouTube, or wherever else you get your podcast to help us out. You can find us on Instagram at Screen Refresh. Smash that like and subscribe button on YouTube at the Screen Refresh Network, or shoot us an email at screenrefresh@gmail.com so we can hear what your top 3 choices would be, or suggest other topics to make episodes on. So for Tim, David, and Dean, this is Nick. You take care of yourself, and you can catch us next on Rule of Thirds, airing every 3rd Monday of the month. Our sister podcast, Don't Open This Podcast, every 2nd, 4th Monday of the month, and our flagship episode, Screen Refresh, on the 1st of every month, the 1st Monday of every month.
Banana Boy's out.
Banana Boy.
Ooh, ah, oh, ah, ooh, ah. It's our sign off for every episode now. Someday we're
Make a
doing a
Hawkeye
live
face
show,
on
and that's
chimp
everybody
noises.
in the crowd doing that. And if you don't know the context, you're like, I am uncomfortable.
They make a haka just with chimp noises.